All right, we are live for the 50th episode of the
Let's Go podcast. Halfway to 150 episodes and just about, I don't know, do you remember the first date when we started? About a year ago?
less
Around?
than a year, less than a year for sure.
Maybe
I
10
could
months,
find
but
it.
we are moving at a
7 months
fast
ago was
pace.
episode one. 7
Only
months ago
7 months?
only.
So
Yeah,
we're really ripping out these podcasts and
we sure
all this
are.
entertainment for everyone here. We're very happy to have Yoni Samson on the podcast. Yoni is a awesome dude, a good guy, and also the captain for Annie's Kitchen, who debatably was big time underdogs coming into the game against under 5'10 Pipe Doctor. And, I wouldn't say handily. It was a very close game until late in the second half. The last 7-8 minutes, Annie's Kitchen fully controlled the game. They're up between 5 and 10 points for the most part and advanced the championship to play the seemingly unbeatable Link Home Care, who's coming in. They haven't lost a game. They won fairly easily against Olam Realty, up again most of the second half. The last 12 minutes of the second half, up between 10 and 15 points. So championship games tomorrow night. We can't wait to preview that and maybe recap the semifinal games. Yoni,
Yeah,
thanks for
thank you
coming
guys
on.
so much for having me. It's been an awesome season so far. I know it's your first season, and it's incredible. I've only heard amazing feedback from my team and from all the teams around, and even some of the fans that came to watch us. They really enjoy watching the league and being a part of HSL. So thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate it. And Dave, before we get to you, shout out, we want it to be a full building tomorrow night. We're rooting for it. And one of the things that under 5'10 Pipe Doctor bring to the table, like Annie's Kitchen might not, is they come with each player comes with 17 people. So if they was having the championship, we'd have a full house. So we need Annie's Kitchen to step up to the plate here and bring the crowd tomorrow night. Link Home Care is a bunch of young, not married yeshiva guys. I don't know how many of them are going to be bringing the audience. So we're really relying heavily on Annie's Kitchen to bring the wives, to bring the girlfriends, to bring the parents, to bring all the people into the building to create a crowd, Yoni.
So the problem with us is that we're all out of towners. So we really don't have family in New York. I know for all four guys that that are starting that have been a part of this team are actually all out of towners. 3 from California, 1 from Texas. So we really don't have anyone in New York. My wife will be there for sure. I know one of my teammates' girlfriends will be there for sure. So we'll definitely have some people. Some of my cousins, my wife's cousins, will be there. So we'll definitely have a little bit of a crowd, but I don't know how many parents will be there supporting us.
We are thanks to Yoni, by the way, who was actually his idea. We are offering a couple of halftime contests for anybody really who shows up. We're also going to introduce, which I'm going to announce at the end of the podcast, a very fun live game. Something that we could also get people into the building for, which we'll announce later. But Dave, why don't you talk a little bit? It's the first I think we've gone into the podcast without you saying a word to our guests.
You guys are doing good. I was enjoying the break. So Yoni, you're new to me. You're new to the league. We've never even met in person. We like to get to know the players a little bit. It gives a community feel. People feel like they know the players behind the person behind the talent. So how old are you?
I'm 22 years old.
22. You got married young. How long are you married?
I've been married for about 10 months, like last February.
So you're still in Shana Rishona. I bet you've never heard it.
Yeah.
Nobody said that to you in the last few months, I bet.
Definitely not, no.
It's so funny. I hated being a newlywed because people loved being oh, you guys are newlyweds, the Shana Rishona. And I said to somebody, I'm like, when does this stop? When do I lose this attitude from people where you're like this cute couple? I was also 31 when I got married, so I didn't appreciate everybody's cuteness. So they said when you have a kid, people will stop being annoying like that. But then we didn't have a kid for 5 years, so I had to put up with the newlywed status. And also, all my siblings had already been married for 10 years by the time I got married. So I really disliked being the little sibling. I don't know if you experience any of that.
Yeah, no, I'm 3 out of 4, and my 2 older sisters are both married with kids, so I definitely get that newlywed.
Cute Yoni's getting married. Yeah, that whole thing.
Exactly. I'm also the only boy in my family, so being with 3 sisters, you get a lot of the pinch the cheeks type of situation.
So you have a little sister too?
I do, yeah.
Got it. Where'd you guys grow up?
I'm from Los Angeles. I actually originally grew up in 5 Towns. Woodmere, went to
Oh,
Hector
you did.
until fourth grade. Yeah, that's how I know like
Um,
Caleb Pollen and all those guys. And
so
then
got it.
moved
Okay.
to LA when I was like 11, and then kind of reconvened with everyone in yeshiva. I went to Rashid, so was able to get in touch with Jordan Appel again, who's a really good friend of mine, and see all those guys that I haven't seen for a while.
Jordan will not be playing in the championship game tomorrow night. Jordan, is he coming to watch?
I don't
Support
know.
his
That's a great
boys?
question.
He better.
He
He
better
better
come
come
to
watch.
watch, but he's also one of those players that like if he can't watch, he like needs to play. So if he's coming to watch, he probably
Right. He
would
doesn't
want
want
to
to
play.
tease
So
himself too much. Jordan's getting married in
exactly.
a little over a week, and the people behind the Jordan's agent is not so comfortable with the risk he's taking playing. Under 5'10" pipe doctor 3 days ago. That's a different story. Caleb Powell and the boys, you got to beat them.
So
Championship.
that was yeah. So Jordan for like the past 3 weeks, he actually didn't play in our first playoff game, and told us at the last game, game 8, that he wouldn't play for the rest of the season. He didn't play, week 1 of playoffs, which was a crazy game, honestly. Went in that game not knowing what was going to happen. Was pretty confident that we were going to win, but I knew it was going to be a tough road. And then it was a game time decision for Jordan to come out, and obviously we're very happy. He was a big part of the piece of winning against Caleb and under 5'10" and Pipe Doctor. So we're very happy to have him on the team. We're sad that he's not going to be with us for the championship, but who knows? Maybe we'll try to convince him today and tomorrow to
Yeah,
try
I
to
was
get
gonna
him
say
on.
don't rule it out, Yoni, because you had him as a definite out for the playoffs, and all of a sudden I
It's
show up at
true.
the gym and I see him there in his tank top, non jersey, warming up, and I'm like, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to not be playing? He's like, yeah, I ended up deciding to play. So
Yeah, so
we'll
it's
see
true.
what happens. I actually was gonna say it's funny you mentioned that because speaking to Gav Rosenbluth on the phone, his mother runs CTC, which is the whole connection with Yoni, who also went to the CTC program. And God was asking me, he said the Samsons are a very large family, there's a lot of different Samsons. So he's actually asking me, is he the Samson that grew up in the five towns his first few years and then moves to California? Was he always in California? So I wasn't able to answer the question. So I guess you answered the question for him. So I appreciate that as well. By the way, just to catch the viewers up, so that first game of the playoffs, Andy's Kitchen actually played against Gav Rosenbluth and MS Motors, and they were like insanely thin. I think you guys had 5 guys there, two regulars, maybe 3 backups who just qualified enough. And it was a crazy back and forth game, and they pulled it out last second. But it's crazy that you guys very easily could have been knocked out in the first round, and now you're sitting here getting ready for tomorrow night, facing what's dubbed as the best Jewish Orthodox quote unquote yeshivish from basketball team around.
It's a very specific niche, Avi.
I think yeah. I think that game against God was definitely a fun one for us. I think it showed us how far we can really push our boundaries to see how good we actually are. We were playing with 3 regulars, 2 of them were subs. We've been playing with 5 people pretty much the entire season. We've had a lot of problems getting a full roster every single week, but we've went in and out. We started 1-4, and now we're in the championship. So we faced a lot of adversity, and we just keep on pushing through, and hopefully we can push through past Link and those guys, because
So
they definitely have a phenomenal team.
Yeah.
it's interesting. We love our rivalries in the HSL. It adds so much juice to things. So you guys kind of I haven't really been going to any of the games, so I've been hearing a lot of it secondhand, and we were getting invested in this Link versus under 5'10" pipe doctor rivalry. So of course I was rooting for them against you guys. Um,
Yeah,
um,
a lot of people don't know that we knew that we were going to beat Pollen. They beat us twice in the regular season. We actually had the hardest strength of schedule, in my opinion, throughout the entire league, which is why our record
Their
was
first
really
4
not
games,
great.
2 of them versus Link and 2 of them versus under 5'10" pipe doctor.
And that first game against on under 5'10" Pipe Doctor, we lost pretty much on a buzzer beater by Ari Hoffman. It was an incredible shot, but we
I
were up
remember
the
that. I
entire
remember that shot.
yeah, and we were up the entire game and we blew it. So we really should have beat them in game 1. They definitely beat us in game 2 that we faced them. The first time we faced Link, home care, no one on our team was actually there. I think actually Jordan Appel was there, but I think we had like 4 or 5 subs that game because week 1 no one was able to come. So that game didn't really count. The second time we played them, we had like 2 or 3 subs, and they handled us pretty easily. But I think like in the first half, we honestly had them a little bit. Like it was a tie game, it was a close game, but then they just pulled away at the start of the second half and they killed us. I think our team is honestly better than it was in the regular season. I think we've had like our main team who's played most of the end games for us when we went on that. We're on a 6-game win streak right now. So from the start of the 6-game win streak to now, I think we've had a pretty set lineup, except for obviously that first playoff game. And I think we've been very hard to beat, and I think we're definitely the team to beat. Obviously, Link hasn't been beaten, so I guess they are, but we're definitely the second team to beat, and I think we definitely deserve to be in the championship. And I was fairly confident that we were going to be under 5'10" Pipe Doctor.
I was talking to Ariel Swing, and he was telling me, he was like, because he wasn't there, and he sat out with tendonitis, I think it was. And all of a sudden, after they won the semifinal game, all of a sudden he's good to go for the championship. It happened to be ironic. The championship was going to be Thursday night, where he was going to be going to Florida. But now that it's Wednesday night, all of a sudden the injury is gone. He's not going to Florida. He's able to play. Anyways, so I was talking to him, and he was like, because he was upset the live stream got cut off. I feel bad. It died. I'm actually charging the phone right now to make sure we're good to go for tomorrow.
You need the pack. You need the battery pack that goes with it, Avi.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I have one, or I sent it to you. I don't know.
You sent it to me, yeah. Anyway, so he asked me, he's like, how did Annie's Kitchen beat under 5'10" Pipe Doctor? Like, they got whopped by them twice during the regular season. We beat them twice handed. I'm like, all right, you don't understand. Like, you didn't play their team. Like, their team was very, very shaky during the season. They barely showed up. They showed up just enough to qualify. Like, in my opinion, this is a much tougher matchup with the guys they're going to bring than facing under 5'10". I think he's excited about it. He was confused, but also excited. And I'm excited as long as everyone's wearing their shirts. As long as they're wearing their shirts. Part of what happens when you have a team of a bunch of guys who are inconsistent, unfortunately, not due to Yoni's fault. It was it's a long story how that even came to be, but we want representation. I tried calling our Jersey guy and King Ventures, my boy Yankee, and he couldn't pull through for us. He said it's too busy of a season to get a couple shirts last second. So we got
Why
4
is it busy
shirts.
now?
I think because holidays. Christmas and Thanksgiving just ended. So I try my best, Yoni, but one of the guys have 2 shirts hidden somewhere in their house, so we need that to be found. We have 3 other shirts, and we have a kid's shirt, a youth large. So hopefully between that we'll make it work.
We have a double XL, a kids youth large, and then 2 regular shirts.
We don't have so much time. I have a few questions to get to. First of all, Yoni, are you aware that there are 3 highlights of you on our YouTube Shorts channel?
I'm not aware. No. I definitely got to look at that.
Yes. Yoni Samson completes the comeback tie game. Samson with the dime. And then Zeke the block, Samson the block, and the finish on the other end. I'll make sure to send these to you as soon as we're done.
Yeah, that was first game.
How many views are we at with those videos?
How many total on our whole page?
No, for the Samson videos.
Those videos have about 5. Each has about 500.
Wow.
Yeah.
Our page has 62,000 views total. We're trying to get it up to 75 soon.
Incredible.
Yeah. The YouTube Shorts, really, they drop them into random people's feeds. It's interesting.
I actually got a big compliment on a video recently.
I got a big compliment from some random dude who said they need to get Avi a color commentating job somewhere. He's doing such a good job. But a few more questions for you, Mr. Samson. So you were in the 5 towns. Where'd you go to elementary school?
I went to Hafter.
Hafter, then you go out west. Why do you guys move out there?
Just my dad got a better job. Family, my grandparents were there, so moved out west.
Your dad's parents or your mom's parents?
My dad's parents.
What line of work is your dad in?
He's in nursing home healthcare.
Okay, I don't know any
Funny.
Jews
I
in
wonder
that.
if my father knows who it is. What healthcare? What did we talk? I don't know if we went through this before. We're in healthcare. What is it? Based out of California?
My family used to be heavily involved in nursing homes, and now my father runs rehab centers for adolescents.
Very cool.
Like treatment centers.
In California?
Yeah, all in California, San Diego.
Physical rehab or drug rehab?
No, drug rehab, like substance
drug rehab,
really? Yeah.
Okay, and so you go to LA. Do you go to EULA?
So EULA's just a high school. So I went to Hillel, Harcum Hillel for middle school, and then I went to EULA for high school.
And did you play basketball at EULA?
So I played ninth grade. And then the second game of our preseason, I actually shattered my knee and fractured my patella. And kind of like that was the start of just like an very injury prone for me. Became very injury prone, just started getting injured every single like week and stuff like that. So I actually had to quit basketball for high school. And then, but I played other sports. I played baseball for a little bit, played baseball ninth grade, 12th grade. And then I played football and volleyball. And I know
So
you
have
guys are
you?
probably wondering how can you play all these sports and not basketball?
Right.
So I guess because I didn't play ninth and 10th, I wasn't really allowed to do like a lot of jumping and stuff like that. So I played running back for football, and then a little bit of wide receiver, but not really. So I didn't have to jump so much. And then and I didn't play volleyball until 12th grade. 12th grade, and I didn't really want to join basketball in 12th grade. It was very hard competition. ULA was very good our year. Two of my best friends from Los Angeles are actually playing college, and they were on that ULA basketball team. Not YU college, like different colleges.
What
So
colleges?
one of my best friends starts for Emory. I think they're like the second
It's
ranked
got to be
D3
Division
team.
One. Oh, they're
Tier
D
2?
three. Okay.
D3, yeah. No
D3,
ULA kids going to D1.
right.
But he's no, he's really good. He starts for Emory, which is like the second best ranked D3 team. So I guess they're better than YU a little bit.
Yeah.
And then my other friend played for a small college in California.
Nice. So then you go to Ray Sheet. Then you come back here. Then you come to New York. You go to college
Well,
here. What do you do here?
Yeah, it's actually a very interesting story. So I started in YU.
good
Did
plug
one,
there, Dave. Good plug.
yeah,
Oh,
did
he's in
one semester.
CTC.
I did
Listen, let him
CTC.
tell the story.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
so
Sorry.
I
Let me talk.
started in YU. I was there for one semester. Didn't really love the college so much, so I decided to switch to CTC. Ended up getting like sick, so my parents really wanted me to go back to YU, but I couldn't end up. I had to stay in LA for a couple months, so just dealing with doctors and stuff like that. So I ended up starting CTC, and thank you to the Rosenbluth family. I love Gav and his family for what they do because they helped me, join CTC, convince my parents because my parents are obviously very fond of the Rosenbluths from LA. Rabbi Rosenbluth was one of my rabbis in Eula, so I knew them very well. And so they were able to help me convince my parents to let me do CTC. Joined the CTC program, was able to finish college, within that year. I think it took me 8 months to finish college. I actually would have been graduating YU this upcoming semester, so like in 2 weeks, so this semester, if I stayed in YU. But I finished college over a year and a half ago now. Been working for a year, so got married. I don't think that would have happened. My wife is older than me, so I don't think she would have went out with me if I was still in college. So it ended up working out really well. Very grateful for the Rosenbluths and what they did, and it was great.
But I guess as much love as there is between you and the Rosenbluths, was it enough for you to secure a spot on the CTC team?
Well, Rosenbluth isn't even on the CTC team, is he?
Oh, that's true. My bad.
Yeah, he's on MS Motors. He's not even
Oh,
on
right,
CTC.
I forgot about that.
That only I could pull off having CTC sponsor. But like Gav actually didn't want to be on. He didn't want to be on the CTC team. He said, "What's the point?" He said, "Everyone who's playing on my team, they know me, and I know me. I know CTC. So like, I'll just tell them about it. I want it to be out. Also, you want it to be on Zalman Pollock's shirt with this whole, with the following of the music background. So it was a good decision. But
All right, guys, I
very
have
cool.
a meeting in 3 minutes, so we got to wrap up. Are we going to do predictions? What to look for tomorrow night? What are we going to do here with
Well,
our
first let's
couple
do a little
minutes
bit of
left?
announcements. So in addition to the halftime festivities, hopefully at some point today we're going to be coming out with some over/under lines with a nice prize. So I'm still waiting for Yoni to deliver that roster to me. But once I get that roster from Yoni Samson, we'll have a couple players over/under. We will officially put the line of the game. So stay tuned for the line. Hopefully we'll be able to get this podcast out shortly. And
I'll get it
everyone
out
will be
quick.
everyone will be able to make picks for the game. The catch is that I'm not sure if in order to secure a prize you need to, but definitely in order to secure a higher level prize, you have to be at the game in order to be counted as the most correct picks. You have to be live at the game. I think that's it for me. I
Prediction,
definitely
Ali.
am. What prediction? I predict that it'll be a close game. I do think Link has not yet played a team that is as talented and as big and strong as Annie's Kitchen all season. I think under 5-time Pipe Doctor have guys who are big but don't Andy's Kitchen had 35 offensive rebounds against under 5'10 in this last playoff game.
Yeah, I think we played
Craziness.
incredible defense. Our offensive rebounding was amazing. There were 7 jump balls in a row, and we got 6 out of the 7 jump balls like back to back to back to back. So
Yeah.
I think we definitely dominated on that front.
I think the size will catch him off guard a little bit. Obviously, all swing down low is going to, do damage as he always does. I do think it'll be very close. I am, unfortunately, predicting Link Home Care to win. I don't think it'll be so high scoring. I think it'll be very physical. I think Dom and Jared will be forced to call some foul calls this game, even though I know that they're old school and they don't love doing the foul calls. Otherwise, their heads are going to be shut off and cut off. I'm going to say Link 57, Annie's Kitchen 49 will be my prediction.
So I think it's a fair prediction. I think the way that we win this game is if we really shut down all swing. I think that's the one person we're more worried than anyone else. Obviously, Walser is extremely talented. Jacoby is extremely talented. The entire team, their entire roster can do everything. I know that kid Bucks is an incredible shooter, and Levinger's, great. I don't know their bench players so well, but I know they have a very well-rounded team. But
Shout
I think
out
we're
to
more.
Ozzy Galvin. Ozzy doesn't like when we forget about him. I told Allswing quickly. I said if the game was going to be Thursday, I was going to offer to move his flight for him on the HSL credit card. And Ozzy Galvin's like, "Wait, what about me?" I'm sorry, I feel bad. Anyways, continue, Yoni, and we'll wrap up.
Yeah, so I think Allswing is, he's very talented. He's a lot bigger than anyone on the court. So I think if we try to shut him down more than anything else and stop them getting second chance points, because Foster is getting 2 shots a possession, we're probably going to get destroyed. So if we try to hold them to 1 shot, try to, box out Allswing.
Do you have anybody who's all-swing size?
We don't have anyone who's 6'4". I saw that Levenger wrote that he's 6'4". But we're all around I think I'm 6'1". Schlacht is around 6'3". I think Noah Diner is around 6'1", 6'2". The person who might suffer us is also 6'2", 6'3". So we have some size to compete to it, but nothing around the 6'4", 6'5".
Give me a score, Yoni. Give me a score. What's your prediction?
So I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring. I think it's going to be 53 to 48. I have us winning, obviously, but I think it's going to be 53-48.
Dave, you have a prediction?
I don't have a prediction, but I have some advice. I heard that Allswing has tendonitis, so maybe you need to attack that part of his body. That might be the way to go.
Definitely don't want to hurt anyone, more than they are. Obviously, we're all Jews, so definitely want to keep him healthy. I'm happy that he's playing. I hope he doesn't get hurt more. But yeah, we can definitely try to utilize a weakness, but definitely don't want to hurt him as more than he is.
Right. A big thing also that Annie's Kitchen has going for them is this sort of momentum factor. It's hard. They say momentum is only as good as your next day's starting pitcher, but I don't know. The team of destiny kind of feel to it.
Yeah,
but look at the Mets. The Mets had that, and then they ran into a juggernaut. So who knows?
I think less than momentum, more of underdog story. I think the underdog story, getting I think Link Home Care is coming in very confident, just like how Pollen didn't even care about us, didn't even think about our game, and then he lost. So I think it's the same thing. I think they're coming into the championship.
Pollen wrote, "I want Link." I forgot about that.
Yeah, he didn't even. I didn't want to say anything because that was before game 1, and I honestly didn't know what was going to happen in game 1, so I didn't say anything. But I knew if we played them in the second round in the semis that we were going to beat them. So, but I think that people overlook us, and I think being that underdog story, I think we come in with a different head of steam. Different type of energy than other teams who try to think they can just blow by us, and I think that's how we've been so successful.
All right, I got to bounce, gentlemen. Yoni, thanks so much for coming on. Hopefully, I'll see you in person maybe Wednesday night. I have a shear that I go to. Shout out to myself Wednesday at 8:45, but maybe I'll skip it for the festivities.
Dave, we want you there. The boys want you there more than you think.
Definitely,
right.
You should be there. You should get your predictions out, get the lines out, try to get that gift card halftime.
Well, Yoni, I'm waiting for the roster. Once I get the roster, the predictions will be ready to go by an hour later. I just need the players.
Hopefully confirming our roster very soon. Should be within an hour or two.
All right, good stuff.
We're looking forward. It's going to be an exciting game tomorrow.